Hello friends, it's Tanya with Tinkering and Ink with Tanya, and today I am going to play with another die set from SpellBinders. Actually, this is my second video using this die set, which SpellBinders sent to me to create with and share with you. There are these beautiful woodblock design sentiments with several sentiments. There's a poinsettia die and some word dies. I'm also going to use the Trinity Stamps Slimline Stripes stencil with some pixie spray, and it looks like Dusty Concord Distress Oxide ink. The delicacy of this stencil makes pixie spray almost a necessity. Otherwise, it's going to shift and you aren't going to get as crisp of a stenciling as you would like. I'm just going to use my ink blending brush to get this all over a panel. I believe this is I think that's just a 5.5 by 8.5 inch panel that I had cut. I just cut a sheet in half, and then I will trim this down to the size that I actually want to use. This is going to be a 5 by 7 card, one of my favorite sizes to create with. I'm just going to get all of this down on the paper. I'm going to use this stencil twice. This is the first time, and I'm going to use some more pearlized water. This is a staple in my crafting room, always on my desk. And I spritzed that on there to get some shimmer and to help blend that ink a little bit. And there we have some very crisp purple and white stripes. I could have stopped there, but I wanted to kick it up a notch and add some shimmer to the white. Now, I thought I had used the white shimmer ink, Glimmer ink from Hero Arts, which is what I have linked in the description box below this video in my affiliate links. But I guess I used the Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment of the Month. This is not available anymore. It's a very light purple. It looks white. I mean, it looks like I could have used the shimmer ink, which whatever you use to add extra glimmer is perfect. There are so many wonderful, beautiful methods to use. If you have something in your stash already, feel free to use that. You could even do something like watercolor, shimmery watercolor ink, as long as you didn't use too much water, because I am just using, if this isn't Nina Solar White 80 pound, then it is the less expensive version, the Accent paper that I've been getting off of Amazon. And there you see the shimmer. It did sneak under some of the stencil because the pixie spray was not, I needed to spray it again. So here is a 5 by 7 card base. So it starts out as 10 by 7, score at 5 inches. I'm using some coaster blanks to add a little dimension and stability to the card. I'm just going to use some Barely Art Precision Glue to apply that to the back of this panel. And I'm using a heavy object. This happens to be a large, I used a large acrylic block first, and then I put my Misty on top of it. Either way, this video is only sped up twice the actual speed, so it wasn't out under that for very long. Now I'm adhering that to the card base. Apparently I decided to adhere things as I went. I don't always do that. Usually I get all my pieces together and then assemble very last. So for the sentiment, for the woodblock dies, we are using the Noel, and I cut it out of purple. This is the metallic craft papers from Tim Holtz Ideology, and I am applying the purple to some silver, which was in, I don't remember what they were called, but I do have those linked also. So there was metallics only, and then there was a colored pack also. So I'm going to glue those to each other. And then I am also going to glue that to a piece of coaster blank that I die cut with the same die. So we're going to do 3 layers here. I'm going to carefully cut that bobble off there, or I like the English people in the United Kingdom call them baubles. I love that term. I They had been glass bulbs or Christmas bulbs before that. I love the word bauble. It just sounds more fun and festive. So yes, I'm going to call it a bauble. I'm going to cut the silver topper off of the bauble, and I'm going to glue that on top of the purple. That's the little hanger device. And the Barely Art Precision Glue is very precise. It's wonderful. It gives just enough time to wiggle it on there, and then it adheres super, super strong. I'm going to put, oh, I thought I was going to glue that Noel down, but first we're going to take this Concord 9th Hollyberry Turnabout stamp, which actually has 2 components to it. It has hollyberries and it has greenery, but we're going to use just the hollyberries this time. And I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, I believe it's an 80 pound, and I'm going to center that on my Turnabout jig and use some Versamark to go 4 times around. So 1, I don't have to clean it again, and you can't really see what I'm inking, and I probably needed to re-ink my Versamark, but I tend to do 2 stampings regardless because I want that extra ink to hang on to all of that yummy goodness of embossing powders. So that was turn number 2. This will be turn number 3. And 1 more inking on turn number 3, and we'll do 4 turns. And then I'm going to use my favorite embossing powder ever invented, and that would be the White Satin Pearl embossing powder from Hero Arts. Adore it. It goes with everything. It adds this shimmery pearlness, almost silvery, to anything, and it picks up the color it's on top of. So I'm going to sprinkle that on quick. And I did use my embossing buddy, my homemade one, which is a sock that I put some cornstarch in and stitched across the top. Next time, I don't think I'm even going to stitch it. I'm just going to use a bulldog clip to keep it closed so I can refill it. The embossing buddies are awesome, but any talcum powders caused me some breathing issues, so I moved to the cornstarch. Here you can see the little hollyberries just magically appearing on the paper as I heat the embossing powder to melt it. You can see that beautiful shimmery pearliness with just a little bit of a hint of silver to it. I will probably go through another jar of that in 1 year. So here we have the Hemstitch rectangles from SpellBinders. I wasn't sure if this was still available, and when I had searched last month online it wasn't, and now it is. So this is still current, and it is a fantastic die set. You can cut the, sorry about the wonky focusing. I'm not sure why my phone does that. That I do record with my cell phone. Anyway, the Hemstitch rectangles will cut out just rectangles or just the hem stitching, or you can combine them, and it comes in, I think, 3 or 4 sizes in one die set. Just going to adhere the sentiment, the main block of sentiments. And this jar is full of Glimmer foiled sentiments, and these are from the Shimmering Christmas Greetings, I think it's called. Again, linked in the description box below. I'm using more coaster blank to add a little dimension to that. So that Glimmer foil plate set came with a coordinating banner die, and that's what I used here. That little jar is full of little sentiments, because when I start doing some Glimmer hot foiling. I tend to do a few extras just to have them handy for those impulsive needs. And this one says Making Spirits Bright, and I used Pewter in hot foil. And now I'm just going to decide where I want to put this. I thought I was going to put it across the middle of the Noel, but I decided across the bottom was a better option. Oh, my coaster blank was sticking over the edge, so I just easily trimmed that away. And that is pretty much the end of this card. I'm just brushing off some extra stuff on there. I love the shine of all those metallics. I hope you enjoyed this card and that you'll come back again in another few days when I have my third video in this series. I really appreciate everyone that stops and leaves a comment and likes. Make sure you subscribe. And for everyone who uses my affiliate links, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It goes a long way to continuing this channel and helping me bring you more fun projects. Until next time, stay happy, healthy, and safe. Bye.